Hey everybody, I'm Ron.
Hey, and I'm Jesse.
And we're out here at Sugar Creek Grass Strip.
Grass Strip? Airstrip?
It's not on the airport, but it's a grass strip. The Oz One Club has a clubhouse out, and we come out here occasionally. We brought the bikes out here today, and we're going to do a video, show you how or what bikes we ride, what kind of gear we've got on our bikes, and hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay, so just wanted to walk everybody through my motorcycle. This is a 2021 BMW R1250 GS Adventure. I've got the Rallye paint job, and I bought this bike in July of 2021, so I've had it for about a year and 4 months now. Just turned over 10,000 miles on it. It's been an excellent bike. I love it. So I just thought I would walk you around it and show you the few things I have. I haven't done a whole lot to it because the bike comes very well equipped from the factory. So
I've got a 2022 BMW R1250 GS Adventure, the triple black edition. I actually got mine just this June, but ordered it back in January of 2022 because Jesse had one, so I had to get one. So my wife appreciates that. Love this motorcycle. I did order it with the gold rims, which I love. So it's pretty much all black, but has the gold rims. And I've actually wrapped my gas tank in a like a matte green, like I don't even know what you would call this, like camo green vinyl, and I think it goes really good with the aesthetic. Some of my other pieces match, but I mainly did that to protect the gas tank whenever you're throwing your leg over. The boot scratches it, and you can see there's a couple scuffs here, but at least it's not damaging my paint. So that's just a little bit something that separates the bike. Otherwise, it's just an awesome GSA.
So the other thing I wanted to talk about a little bit were the tires. This bike, like I said, has a little over 10,000 miles on it now. It came with the Michelin Anarchy Adventures. That's the stock tire. That's an 80/20 tire. They were really great tires on the street. Really good traction. I got 7,700 miles out of them, and I think I probably could have put another 1,000 miles before I switched them. So those are excellent tires, especially if you do mostly road riding. When we went to Colorado this past summer, and when I did that, I knew I was going to need something a little more dirt oriented. So I went with the Dunlop Trailmax Missions. They're a 50/50 tire. So I've got about 3,000 miles on these now, and they are holding up really well. You don't give up much on the street. It still has a lot of grip, but they were really good when we were up in the mountains in Colorado. So I highly recommend those.
So the tires that I put on my bike, after I pulled off my essentially brand new ones, I think they had 600 miles on them, and then we left for Colorado and wanted something a little bit more aggressive. I went a little bit knobbier because I always do whatever Jesse does and then +1 that. So I went with the Motoz Adventure. I think it's the Adventure DV. They're pretty knobby. They were really great in Colorado on the trail, but at 80 miles an hour, they're a little bit wobbly, I would say. And so we didn't go as fast as we wanted to on the interstate because of me. On the back, I have Tractionator Adventure. Yeah, that's what it is, Tractionator Adventure. And again, very knobby tire. I mean, I would say it's probably a 70/30 is what I would call it myself. I don't remember if that's what they listed as, but so far we got about 3,000 miles on it. I think it's doing really well. It's actually got less wobbly at interstate speeds as I've kind of worn it in a little bit. Maybe it's not so round, but I think they're really great tires, and I'll probably go back with them.
Okay, so these are the BMW Atacama bags. Love these, soft luggage from BMW. They're made by a company called Moscow Moto. So if you have those, they're the exact same bags. They just don't say BMW on them, but these are great bags. I love them. I also, this bike came, the dealer had already installed it. I got them to install it. I have the hard trunk, BMW's hard trunk that sits up here. So a lot of times when Ryan and I go on trips, I'll bring that trunk because it fits a lot of stuff. If we're doing off-road stuff, I don't use it because it sits very high up. I wish I had it, but it sits very high up. So it's great for road touring. You can fit a full-size helmet in it and all kind of stuff. It's great for when I'm touring on the bike. I also have a Wolfman luggage bag. Their Expedition duffel bag. It's a big waterproof duffel bag that I can sit right across there when we do off-road riding and we're traveling. That's what I'm usually taking. It's completely waterproof. It's a really bomb-proof bag. It's made out of like some of this PVC rubber stuff. It's a great bag. So that's from Wolfman Luggage.
So luggage, I have kind of gone all out on my luggage. LoneRider again is, I just really like their products. They're super heavy, great quality, waterproof of course. So I had originally purchased the LoneRider soft panniers that go on the back. They're actually semi-rigid, so they don't completely collapse, but they have like a little bit of a structure on the inside. This is the 38 and 28, or I don't remember exactly what the liter size is, but one's slightly larger than the other, as are most. These are awesome. I've really liked these. They worked great. They got the MOLLE panels on the side, so I've got a pocket knife and a flashlight that I keep on here. That's worked out really well. We've drove through some pretty torrential rain. Really strong rains, and had no issues with the water getting into these. I've got the 28 liter LoneRider bag. I believe it's 28 liter. I'll probably say that incorrectly, but I got it in this green color to match the vinyl on my gas tank. Pops on and off really fast, so that take it into the hotel or whatever on trips. Much easier than taking these off, although these are easy to take off. This is just kind of a quicker. One thing I did learn on that trip was I don't have a place to put like quick access things such as a rag and cleaner for the windshield, or now that I've got all this camera gear, how do we haul that stuff around? So I've added some of these, I think these are 6 liter bags that attach to the LoneRider bags themselves. That's another reason I like this, because they have all this additional attachment points. So I've got that here for my windshield cleaner and rags, and then I've got a couple on each side of the back. This one has my camera gear in it, and then the other one has my rain gear in it. So instead of opening up my bags to dig through all of my luggage, I can quickly get to my rain gear if we're standing under a bridge trying to hurry up and put it on, or I can get to my camera gear so we can set things up. And then I have one more over on the other side that is just like a dedicated bottle holder. Lastly is this case that I got actually for my Goldwing. It was an aftermarket piece that worked well for the Goldwing, and because it has a backrest for your passenger, which I like a lot, but it's also universal. So I just bought a new plate that fit onto the GSA, and boom, I've got an extra piece of luggage. I don't take this off very often. I leave it on actually for my commute because it has built-in space for my helmet. So it's got a lot of space, whereas I can't put my helmet in the other bags. I can drop it in here really quick. I can throw my gloves in here, and it's just a lot faster, and it just gives me one more place that I can store all my junk.
All right, so for armor, I haven't done a whole lot to this bike. Again, this is the Adventure model, so it already comes with a full suite of crash protection. You've got rear crash protection where the bags are mounted, and then you've got the main engine rails, so I haven't really done anything with that. It even comes with a skid plate. It's not nearly as beefy as some people like, but so far it's served me well. I haven't done anything crazy major off-road that would need that. So, but what I have put on here are just a few little things. I put a side stand safety switch from Touratech on it, and that is just to protect. There's a very critical switch right back here, and if that ever gets damaged or unplugged while you're on the trail, your bike will not start. So I've got that on there. I've also got this little ABS sensor guard, also from Touratech. Just another little kind of sensitive spot on the bike where if a rock or some stray thing hit that, your ABS you'd be out of luck. So for now, not a ton of armor. More to come on that later.
All right, for my armor, I've got a lot of LoneRider gear on this motorcycle. I just really like their stuff. So I've got the LoneRider headlight guard, which has it's the X guard with the amber plate on it. I like this. I don't have the flop down pieces on there because I don't ever do that. but this was essentially necessary when we went to Colorado for our training. The next piece of armor that I've added is the very large plate. This is the SW Motec, and it's super heavy aluminum. It comes further back than the stock one, and it actually comes further up than the stock one, and you can definitely see where it did a good job at protecting the motorcycle when we were on the trails in Colorado. So I'm really happy with this piece, plus I like that it's black. It looks really good. The next piece that I have is the Touratech cylinder guards, I think is what they're called. Just put these on actually after we came back from Colorado. I installed these. I did get a pretty nasty scratch on my cylinder head. It wasn't damaged, but it scratched pretty bad whenever I fell going through, I think, some heavy sand. So got those on. They're black. I think they look really good. They're really easy to install and relatively inexpensive. But I mean, if you're looking for a good deal, this is not the bike to buy. And then in terms of armor, I think that's all I got.
Okay, so for other accessories, all I really have done to this, I put a Puig headlight cover on mine just to keep rocks from jumping up and cracking. This is a very expensive headlight unit, so I don't want to replace that. So I've got this plexiglass cover there. So far I haven't needed it. And then I put some bar risers on my bike. I got the 1-inch risers from Touratech just to bring the bars up slightly. I'm pretty short, but even me, when I'm standing up on the bike, it was really low. I had to kind of bend down to get my head. So when I'm standing up off-road, those 1-inch risers help a ton. But other than that, I haven't done a whole lot of accessories to the bike because it comes so well equipped from the factory. So the other thing I've got, a little different than Ryan here, I've got a quad lock phone mount for when I'm just riding, want to use it for navigation. I don't have the charger. I think this company also makes like a charger, but I just plug it into the USB port here and charge my phone that way. But I do have the little vibration dampener just for a little extra security to make sure my phone, I've heard that iPhones can get damaged riding on motorcycles. I don't know if that's true or not. It's on the internet, so it must be true. So I've got that. And then I also have, I should mention this last thing, I do have the BMW Navigator VI. I don't recommend you buying that if you if you're in the market. It was pretty much a waste of money. It costs about 900 bucks, and it's basically a fancy gas station finder. So most of the time I don't even have it on, and I use either Rever or just Google Maps to find my way.
Okay, lastly for accessories, I would say I've got a couple of things different than Jesse. I took his idea with phone mount, whatever the brand is, quad lock, and I plussed it up by going with the powered version. It does have the dampener on it, but it's also powered, so it's plugged in the power, and that way it charges your phone while it's plugged in without having to actually plug it into the phone. Just use the maglock feature of the iPhone. That's super handy. I actually took off the mount for the GPS unit because it's completely pointless, and Jesse has one, so if it was necessary I'd just depend on him for directions, but that's not how it ended up working out. So the other pieces that I have from an accessory standpoint are, I went and got through a bike thing, the guy, and he's on YouTube, great channel, and he has a lot of cool packages for lighting and horns. And so I've got the Denali, I think these are the D7, I wish I'd remembered that, and I put these on, and the horn, which sounds like a semi-truck, and then I put on some Denali B6 lights on the tail, and then they're all plugged into an EasyCan controller underneath the seat, so they all work with my factory switches, and tons more light. People can see me, and when I honk the horn, it's super loud, which is awesome. So I really like the Denali products, and if you're going to get those, I'd highly recommend a bike thing out of the UK. And then lastly, I would say one accessory that we both have that's a little bit different is we both use a communicator. So when we're riding with each other, we're talking to each other. It definitely makes the ride a lot more enjoyable. I have a Sena 50C. The C is for camera, so it's actually got a camera on the front of it, so it records our conversation, it can record our riding, and that really came in handy. But his is a 20C or
30K.
A 30K, but they're both Senas. They work really well. We've had great success with them. We've gotten pretty far apart on an open interstate. I'd say a mile we've been apart, and it works really well, but you lose it quickly on a corner, but for what we've needed it for, it's been excellent, and I would highly recommend the Sena products for communicators. So that's a quick review of our motorcycles. We're big fans of them. As you can see, I don't think I'd own anything other than a BMW at this point. It's a
great bike.
I was looking at the Honda Africa Twin, and Jesse convinced me to go with the BMW, and it was a good choice, really good choice. So we've got some more videos coming up, probably another video similar to this. We're going to walk through which mountain bikes we have. I say mountain bikes because Jesse has more than one. And we'll show you what we've got there, but we've got some cold weather, maybe rainy weather coming through northwest Arkansas. That'll kind of dictate what our next adventure is, but be sure and watch out for the new video, and like and subscribe, and make sure and follow us on Instagram. And more to come, and thanks for watching us.
Thanks.
See ya.